everyone, it's Naya, aka Princess Naya, and we are back with a Tired Ass Mum podcast called Can I Shit in Peace? And we are joined by one of my, I don't want to say oldest because it makes me sound really, really, really old. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, one of my old school friends. Someone I used to do a dance class with back in the day.
Cats to the world. Yeah.
I'm joined by the lovely Cleo. Would you like to introduce yourself, my darling?
Yes, so I'm Cleo. As Naya said, I've known her for quite a while. I'm a boss.
I'm a boss. Boss.
You know, I hate introducing myself. That's what the issue. I need to get over it. But yes, I am an artist and producer manager. I'm a partner in a business called Mother that I run with two business partners, and our ethos is to take care of artists' well-being and mental health as well as other things. So we don't treat them like products. We treat them like people.
Do you know what? That is really, really, really deep. When you've explained it like that, it's like I kind of knew what you do, but when you say it like that, it's really, really powerful, Cleo. Yeah. I think that being an artist myself, I think you kind of get to the stage where you don't realise that you're actually being abused. Yeah. And then by the time you realise that you've been abused, it's like, and I think when you're an artist and you don't have children, you don't see the signs. But then when you have a child, you kind of start understanding the signs because you know when you would know if someone's trying to take advantage.
Yeah, and you learn how to nurture. You're like, I'm not being nurtured.
You didn't say two important things. You're a wife.
Oh yeah, I am somebody's wife.
Yeah, she is somebody's wife.
And I'm somebody's mother too, yeah.
She's somebody's mother. But I like the fact that, you know, you can introduce those things secondary with confidence, because I think a lot of women feel pressured to lead with those things. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, but I was somebody before I was either of those things by myself. And I can
and I am still somebody.
And I'm still somebody. Do you know what I mean? I think that's probably one of the most frustrating things I get at the school. It's like, can you not just take a second to know my name? Because it's like, Kizzy's mum. And you're like, okay, but what about me?
I know what you mean. I don't mind that so much, actually. I'm just always trying to avoid turning up to school with my blue wig or anything that might draw any kind of conversation. Okay. I usually go to school looking like a bum, but then if I've got work or like a meeting or something and they're like, oh, hello.
Like
if
new
you're
person.
brand new.
Do you know, I get that a lot with my hair because I just normally have the ragged ponytail, and then they're like, oh, you look nice. And I'm like, oh, so what happened the other days? This is really...
But then you know in your heart that you
get it. It's the truth. So, let's talk to me, man. Like, you know, I've been on your Facebook forever. So I think before I was a mum, I used to really laugh at your updates because the way you update, it's like a comedy. Like, it's like a dry comedy.
Yeah, very dry.
It's like a dry comedy, and you read it and you could be anywhere and you could start laughing. So talk to us about your daughter. You've got one child.
And one and done. Yep.
Right, so you're the one and done. So talk to me about the pressure that comes along with you've had the one child and the question that you get, because you must get the question.
Oh, about more children.
About what was happening because she needs a sibling. How do you handle that?
Well, I just say that's it. It's one and done. I am also like my mum's only child, so I'm always like, this is a pattern that works fine for me, and now I still get to be the center of my mum's universe, which is great. Occasionally.
I was going to say that. Occasionally.
I'm gone to part-time now, but a part-time center of the universe. But I just say it depends the generation, because you know, like if it's maybe like an older person, you don't want to be disrespectful to be like, look, the shop is closed and it's over. But I think, in all honesty, I had a really hard time getting back to myself after I had LRA. Like, I remember a friend of mine saying, look, it might take you a while, but you've got to remember that this is not you. In the funk.
You're just in this moment.
Yeah, it just took me a long time to kind of snap back mentally. And I was just like, I can't get to that space again. And my life has changed a lot since I've had LRA, the way that I work and all of those kind of things. I don't have.
So was you employed before you had her? Like, was you like not doing it for yourself, just like working like for the man, whatever they say it? So because obviously I think when you are working and then you have a baby and you're out of it, sometimes what I've found out by speaking to a lot of women is that it's really difficult to step back in sometimes. Some people struggle to step back in, and then others are so desperate to get out of their house. They're like, I don't care, I'll do anything, I'll take it. Like, do you know what I mean? So how was it for you? What was the process?
I think I began to kind of lose my conversational skills. Just being in the house, like with the child. I went back to work. I had a normal job working for the man. And I went back to work when my daughter was 7 months, because
that's early, Cleo.
Yes, because I went on leave early because I just didn't want to be there with my big belly. I just was like,
I'm over it.
I don't want the stress. I want a nice, peaceful baby that sleeps in the night and is not like strung out because I spend my whole time stressed out. So I didn't have a hard time going back to work. But what I did find is, especially being a mum of a little girl, I was like, I want this child to pursue her dreams, and I'm not doing that for myself. So that was a switch, a positive switch.
Yeah, I see that, because it's like practicing what you preach.
Exactly.
It's like, how am I meant to install you doing what you really want to do if I'm not even doing what I want to do? It's wild.
Like nowhere near it. I remember as well, I put on Facebook, randomly asked people, what do you think I do for a job? And people were like, oh, work in fashion, work in music, doing this, doing that. And I was like, I'm doing none of that stuff. Maybe I should be doing this stuff because I'm not.
Yeah.
And I just realised what I was doing was not me, and it was not kind of like a model I wanted to set for my daughter. So
no, that's really inspiring. I remember, like, it's funny because I didn't know what you'd done, and we've had conversations like years ago about music and your like aspirations of doing stuff. Do you know what I mean? So when I saw all the stuff what you're doing now, I thought, my gosh, that is amazing, because I know it's something that you wanted to do for a long time. Yeah, and it is really difficult to insert yourself into the industry. It's hard. It is so tough.
It kind of chooses you.
It does kind of choose you, and I think that they form a lot of like cliques, and it's kind of like, okay, they're already formed. Like it's really strange. Like it's the circles and that. It's like it's kind of like already set. So to try to penetrate yourself in, it's tough. So you've done really, really well.
Thank you. I think especially because my husband works in music, it's kind of like, oh, you're Derek's wife. Okay, and that's it. Like. Not now, because obviously like my artist is starting to do well and people are hearing about her, so it's different and people get to see you in a different light. But I think at first I felt like, like when I first started managing the artist, and me and my business partners all have like our network in music through different avenues. And at first we were like, we reach out to this person and that person. I didn't reach out to any of Derek's music mates.
Okay, so you made a conscious decision?
Nope, because I said I didn't want anyone to kind of critique the stage where we're at.
Okay.
And then you get into this analysis paralysis. Yeah. I wanted us to make whatever we were making
organically
and build it, and they will come. So we started to build it, and then people start to hear about it, and then it kind of launches from there. Yeah. Rather than you saying, "Oh, hi,
do you know who you know my husband?
I'm managing someone. Would you listen to it, please?"
Yeah.
I just didn't want to come.
It hits differently. It really does. So that's a really it's a bold choice to make, because especially, relationships are everything in the music industry. So sometimes it's actually, most of the time, it's great. And now I probably assume that it's better because you can stand for your own. You can lean in on his contacts now. Right. Because it's like, because I'm doing my thing. So exactly. I don't need a favour. This is just
this is me now.
Yeah. So compare having an artist to having a child. I've heard and also being a female artist manager there's not a lot. There are not many, and I've had a lot of conversations with men that have artists, and they 9.9 times out of 10 equivalent it to having a child. It's like wiping a grown adult's ass. Because it's
what can I say that won't get me sacked?
No, yeah. I hear you. Yeah. But that's what I've heard. So I've always put that down to the fact of men have less of the nurturing, compassionate thing that women have for their children. So I think you, like a child, you don't even know, really. You know what I mean? So as a woman, would you say that they are describing it to its true degree?
Yeah, I think it is accurate. I think because one of the key things about a parent-child, I'm trying to articulate this the right way, but the one of the key things I think about a parent-child relationship is that a child is a child.
Yep.
And you are the adult.
Yep.
Right? So if a child has got a problem, crying because something is lost or any of those kind of things, you can't then get into it with the child
it's just
to put yourself in a child's position. You have to be somewhat removed from it to be like, I've got an oversight of the world and how the world works. And from that oversight, I can advise you, things do get lost. But as long as you care for your things,
you should be all right.
You should be all right. So I say that to say, with artist management, it's like they are going through something. They have got a problem. This is their one career. I have to remove somewhat myself. We're not mates where, we're just going to have an argument or we're just going to whatever. I'm not saying I'm definitely not above the artist.
But you're responsible though.
I'm responsible. Yeah. I've got a bird's eye view of the industry and what's going on and where we're going. And I can impart that kind of thing into you. So it's like, I can't be, do you know what I mean? Fighting and going through it with the artist. So it's kind of, and also look, you're managing their schedule the same way that with a child, have they got after school club? Have they got this kind of going on as one thing? They've got their goals and dreams the same way your child might be like, oh, I want to be an actress or whatever it is. And you kind of nurture that and build towards it. It's the same thing you kind of do with your artist.
And I suppose with the artists' goals and dreams, it's like it's all speculative on how good the music is. So with a child, it's like, you just work hard, you learn your craft, you know what I mean, and put your hours in, and you can get to that next stage. Whereas with artists, it's like, this is all, it's like putting your heart and soul on music and then relying on the world to receive it. So I think when you're dealing with like an artist, the management I think it's harder than having a child, because it's just, I can't just hug you and give you a big kiss and everything's going to be okay when you fall over. These are milestones that affect their mental health. So when you're just talking about your other company, it's like, wow, these things are amazing support for artists, because they need it. They really, really do need it.
And we care about them. That's another thing what makes it close to being a parent.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I want what's best for you.
I want what's best for you. I want you to win, because if you win, I win. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, supporting the fact of we're not going to abuse you to win is so important. So like,
and also children don't pay you 20%, so that's a key difference.
They be taking 100%. That's the main difference. They're taking 100% of what you have is theirs. Like, it's wild. So how do you? So organising an artist is hard. It's not easy. Managing their diary, organising what they're doing. Do you use the same principles for work when it comes to managing your daughter?
I do, because I think organisation is like one of my natural skill sets. So it's like, I like things to be in order.
What do you do to run your ship at home? What is it that you do?
Well, I haven't been doing it this lately, which is a problem. So I was just talking in the car to Derek saying, you know what, Christmas, I need to sort this thing because it's better. But what I like to do is have a schedule for everything. And I mean everything. So like, even when am I going to put the white clothes in the washing?
Are you being serious?
Like,
and what does that look like? And when I say what does it look like?
Spreadsheet.
Are you a spreadsheet one?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't believe it.
I do love a spreadsheet. And it will be like, okay, Wednesdays, Derek does after school pickup. Okay. This day, she's got club. This kind of thing will be on there, so that when I'm looking at things,
you can see it clearly.
And even the reason I do put things like the washing in there, because things can be so fast paced.
It slips.
Like,
it
oh,
slips,
a tour is happening, this is happening, that is happening. Well, I don't want to be like, oh, she's got no shirt to wear to school now
100%.
Because I'm managing an artist and then my child.
So you orchestrate that for the household, and Derek basically just plays his part for what you've organised.
Yeah,
or does he say, no, we should do it like, do you understand what I mean?
He doesn't say no, we should do it like, but maybe he might not always
get the
adhere
opportunity
to what was on the schedule. So I feel like the schedule is not for him. It's for me. Okay. And the most it will be is like, he's doing pickup that day on that thing, and that will be set in stone.
Doing. Right. I get it.
And that's it. But yeah, I don't know if he'll be into the, like, we do whitewashing on a Saturday morning. I don't think.
No, I totally get that, understand. I think that trying to work out, like, obviously he's an entrepreneur basically, do you know what I mean, working for himself, and you having him knowing what he's doing with his stuff, and then you're doing what you're doing with your stuff, and then you have this small person which you both need to know what is going on for. It is, I think sometimes it's tough. That's something I really struggled with when I first had Kizzy. I thought it would be easy. I'm not gonna lie. I really took this motherhood thing like what? I've run a business. I run a business. Like, I've managed myself as an artist. Like, I can organise anything. It's easy. I honestly thought that there was not gonna really be a massive struggle. And then I had her, and it's like, what the fuck? What's going on? Like, and then it was like the natural. I felt like it was a natural understanding from the world that I should now know everything about what is good for the child. So, like, when it comes to the doctors,
and you are responsible,
and I'm responsible,
for the red book and everything there.
Everything. So it's like, I'm saying, okay, and then like my partner could be saying, but well, I don't know, and I'm like, but I don't know, because we're both in the same boat. I've never had a kid. Like, I've not even looked after younger brothers and sisters. They're not. It's not like that. So, but why is it that the mum, it's like even looking for schools, or for the, I remember when it got to the nursery, but it's like, right, she really needs to go to nursery. Like, they got this, I know soon she's getting her 3 hours or whatever, but I need to start looking at nurseries. But it kind of felt like it was a natural, it was expected of me to do that. And then just managing and organising. And I just felt like, why am I the one that has to have all this information in my head, as well as continue to try and run my business and try and get back into the studio. It's really, really tough. And I still don't get it. And I felt like it was something that for our relationship, it wasn't something that I expected to be a problem. Do you understand what I mean? Like, and I still don't think he would look at it like it's a problem. He just probably hears me, wah, wah.
They see it differently. It's that patriarchal society. That's what it is.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. And
you know, it just comes into everything. I think for Derek and I, it's kind of settled down into a different kind of pace now, where my work and his work is seen as equal.
Perfect. I hear
that. For a while it used to be like, sorry, Derek, it would be like, oh, I've got this on, but
what about me? I got my shit on.
I've got people that are relying on me as well to be somewhere and do something.
That's a really good point though, because it's like I think the Western world and the way it is like, man, go out, hunt, provide for family. Woman, stay home, care. But it's like, well, now financially that's impossible. Yep. And women are picking up the slack and A, following their own dreams, but B, they're financially standing on the same ledge as you now, you know. However, the responsibilities of the child never seem to then go 50-50. It's still, mummy does because do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, it's still not completely equal. Don't get me wrong. There's this kind of, because I'm not a morning person, like point blank.
Okay.
And Derek usually is the one to take Ella to school, but I still have to. Oh, where's the? Can you brush your hair and all of this thing? I'm like, I'm sleeping. I want to sleep. I don't want
Cleo, you hit the nail on the head. It's like when I done a questionnaire a while ago. I can't remember if you filled it out. Actually, I done like this questionnaire.
Oh yeah, I did.
Do you remember? And it was like, can the dad get the child ready without your help? And a lot of mums said yes, but a lot of mums said he can get the child ready, but there will be, where are the socks and where is the bag and where are the shoes? And then it's, but did you cream her face? Like you've creamed your own face, but did you know, like all these things that you have to remember. Like I remember, I think we was having a bit of confrontation one time about the amount of stuff that I do or something. And I said, listen, I think I was sick. And then he picked up the slack, done the body of wear. And I said, yeah, but like, let's put it, I'm already ahead. And he's like, what are you talking about? I said, I'm already ahead. I cut that child's toenails and her nails since she was born myself. So I've already done more than you. Just by cutting the nails, you will never catch up. Yeah. And he just looks at me like, you're mad. Like, so I feel like you explaining what you're explaining makes me like, even at this age, because Kizzy's 4.5, still understand that, look, everyone just has to find their groove. Yeah. And the fact that dad doesn't know where the stuff is probably because I'm the one that's putting it away. Yeah. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. So it's like trying to find. But low-key,
it annoys me because the way that I put it away, everybody should know like where the things are. Apart from when I am too like.
No, but Cleo, you have spreadsheets. I can only see how everything is formulated.
Yeah. I'm like, why am I being asked? Like the other day they were looking for socks and I'm like, there's a box full of white school socks. Both of them. No, there's not. No, there's not.
And this one
so I'm just like, put on my dressing gown.
Yeah,
here it is.
Yeah. I think that's the killer. That is the killer.
Still not sure about that.
Oh my God, this is my Siri.
I'm not sure about it either, Siri.
We're not sure. We don't. We don't know.
We're all confused.
We're all confused. No, it's crazy. Sure oh no, he's still. It's really going on for days and days and days. I'm really not good with my watch.
Me neither.
But yeah, do you know what? I think that you explaining like that and women being open enough to say, yeah, like it is annoying and not being scared to offend their partners is really. Like, it's really healthy. Yeah. Like, because I think that sometimes, and I think maybe, especially when you've just had your child and you're in the thick of it, it's really difficult to understand why you feel some type of way. Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean? And I remember having Kizzy and I basically went straight back to work. She'd come in with me and I never had that chance right straight away, that loneliness feeling. Like, and I remember it's, I think it kind of kicked in maybe when she was about 5 months. And I lived in South London, way far from my mum. And I remember one day I just said to my partner, do you know what? We're moving. And he's like, we're moving? I said, yeah, we're moving. I've got to move and I need to be near my mum because right now she's the only person I can think of that can help alleviate me from this 24-hour consistent level of my brain is moving on what am I like, and then you start thinking of the next 18 years. Like, how do I provide for this little girl? I'm an entrepreneur. If I don't work, I don't make money. This is really tough. You have so many emotions. Like,
and not to negate the fact that your hormones are a real thing. I think sometimes, like being a woman and being a boss, you want to be like, oh, hormones, whatever. Hormones? Yeah, but no, it's a real thing. I think it's like the pendulum is coming more to the center where I feel like it was like all hormones. The other had no hormones, don't care. But now it's like we actually have things that go on physically with our body
every month.
Every month that changes the whole mechanics of things.
It's really true.
And we still get on and get things done despite of those things.
Yeah, and I think and I think what you're saying as well is like the getting on is just a massive thing. It's like no matter how sick you are, no matter how stressed out you are, no matter how tired you are, you still have to produce results every single day. And when I say results, like I'm talking about getting your child dressed. That is a result. For me, sometimes in the morning,
get to school on time.
Getting to school, that's a result. Getting her to brush her teeth. It's like I saw a meme go around of a skeleton, and it was like, yes, me waiting for my child to go and brush their teeth. And it's
Lord
like,
have mercy.
it's a real thing. Like what is happening? You know,
my daughter stands in the doorway, and the living room is opposite, and is watching the TV. It's like, brush your teeth.
And you know you don't want to lose it. You know you don't want to lose it.
Because it's bedtime. I'm trying to have a nice piece of
to do the wind down.
You gotta brush your teeth.
Yeah, it's wild. It is really wild. And all children, you know, they all go through the same things. Literally. And I think that's something really important as well. It's like when you are a mom and you've had a kid, it's like even if you don't have anyone that is at the same stage as you, just talk to other moms, because 9.9 times out of 10 they've been through it. You know, I remember there was a stage because she said to me, I'm not brushing my teeth. And then I think I put it on Instagram or something, and then someone said when my son done that, I showed him pictures of rotten teeth.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
And I saw that and I thought, right. So the very next day she said, I ain't brushing my teeth. I said, all right, don't brush them then. And she looked at me like, huh? And I was like, don't brush them, fine. I said, and when you wake up, that is what your teeth like, no! And then you saw the face panic, and my girl started brushing her teeth.
I did exactly the same thing. I showed that picture, and every now and again when it's thing, I'm like, you're watching TV, the teeth will rotten and fall out. That's it.
No, but it's so true. Like, so tell me, how do you find managing your daughter as being like a small version of you and Derek? Because your daughter's really advanced. She's very, very, very quick-witted, and she's very smart. I remember
That's not mean nothing to do with me.
I remember you posted saying that you had a code that used to speak in around her, so she couldn't understand. Like, how do you plan these things out? Like, to stay ahead of your daughter that has she's quick.
Yeah, she's smarter than us. That's why I always say when Derek's trying to say things in front of her, I'm like, no, cut it out. She is smarter than us. Yeah. And she's so sharp. Like, you start saying something and drop a word out. Are you talking about?
Oh my gosh.
She's always like it. So yeah, we used to do that. You know, that A for Alpha, B for like Bravo. And yeah, she asked someone at school, like, what does it mean? My parents talk like that. And she came home, she's like, N is November. This is this. The only thing I don't know is what is Q. I said, I'm not telling you any of them.
She's too wild. How old is she now?
She is 8 now, just turned 8.
Oh my gosh, 8 years old. It's wild. It is really wild. Kizzy's 4.5, so it's like when I look what you're going through, it's like I feel like it's coming. I feel like these things are coming. Like I done a show with Danae, and I got in anyway. The next day I was like, oh look Kizzy, I done a show. So I showed her the video. She went, you said Danae's name. I was like, yeah, I did. Yeah. And then I said, do you like it? Well, she goes, yeah, I like it. She was putting her shoes on. I said, when you go to school, you're going to tell your school friends I've done a show. They said, nope. I was like, what? She's like, no. Because you didn't tell me you had a show yesterday. I said, no, but I'm telling you now. She's like, no, I'm not telling them. I thought, you see this child, she's already thinking, I ain't got no time for you to try and steal my
world.
This is my world.
What I do with my little friends got nothing to do
with
you.
Nothing to do with you. Like, it just made me like, oh my God, like, it's absolutely crazy. So how do you format, like, so when you're an entrepreneur, at the moment, I feel like a lot of people want to be entrepreneurs. I don't know if it's entrepreneur fever or whatever, but like going back 10 years, it was a lot less, you know?
Agree.
So everyone's talking about entrepreneur. Oh, I don't want to work for the man. I don't want to do a 9 to 5. And entrepreneur life is like having a child in some respects, because it's 24/7. There's no switch off. Like, you have to be on it all the time. And finance is a massive part of that. So before having my daughter, if I didn't make money, it weren't that bad, because if I needed to have pot noodles for the week or had to really cut back and it's like, Mum, I'm coming around for dinner, like, because the checks were not coming in, I could do that. But the moment you have a child, it changes, you know? So what do you have in place to protect yourself financially for your daughter and for your family as well? Like, is there anything that you do that could, like, just, I don't know, that could be beneficial? Like, what do you do financially? Like, in terms of, like, some people like to do savings, obviously for their kids, savings accounts, like the bog standard one. And I remember talking to someone about the interest that you get paid on your savings versus the interest you get charged on your credit card. So it's like the banks are giving you a tiny little bit, but they're taking everything. So what other ways are there to look after our money that could affect our children in a positive way that we weren't taught when we were young? Because when I was younger, I was just taught the basics, like save and you spend a little bit but save the most. Yeah.
I don't know, to be honest. I feel like I can definitely do a lot better where that is concerned. And I think for me, well, for cash flow, not so much future-wise. For cash flow, I'm always like, I'm never above going and just getting another job while I'm doing this or whatever. So I'm like, if needs must, I will go out and temp
anything,
do anything, like to continue with things. But I feel like future-proofing things is something that we could definitely, Derek and I could both get a lot better at.
And it's hard to know where to go for that information. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like, especially in our community, it's not something that people generally are having a dinner and everyone's like, right, so what investments are you doing then?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think it's something that is
We've
really
got
important.
a few people in our circle that we have discussed things with and all of that kind of stuff. So I feel like it's not completely...
It's not alien.
Yes.
It's just about dotting the I's and crossing the T's and taking action.
Yeah.
Well, that's really positive. Do you think that once you kind of master it and learn that type of stuff, do you think there's any age that's too young to introduce that type of financial conversation to your daughter?
No, absolutely not. And like one of her godparents, she sent loads of like investment videos and all of those kind of things that are for children that she watches and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't think it's too young. I think that's the good thing about like YouTube and things like that. There are people that cater to different audiences,
different ages.
So yeah, I
think, and the YouTube thing is quite. It's a really good conversation piece when it comes to children, because there was a time that I did not let Kizzy go on YouTube at all because I was just not a fan of these grown people doing foolishness.
Yeah. I'm like, I need to do that because when you see how many views they get, I'm like, I need to make time for this foolishness.
Like, I'm watching this Steve and Maggie and I'm like, okay, but do you know what I mean? But however, I think that the balance is there, because on YouTube, as much as there is a lot of trash, there is, as you just pointed out, some really amazing pieces of key information that can just really assist in a positive way. So maybe that is, maybe you've answered it for me in the sense of, if there's stuff you don't know, then research. Research is definitely a must, and then having the conversations with your friends as well to be like, so what are you doing then? And then because I think a lot of the time people are doing stuff, they're just not really talking about it because no one's asking. Not because they're trying to hide it.
Or sometimes they talk and someone might not be interested.
They might not be interested, they just can't be bothered. Do you know what I mean? So no, I think it is really, really important. I think when Kizzy was younger, I was obsessed with this. No, but she needs to have investments, she needs to have this, she needs to have that, and it's like, but trying to learn it and put it into place on the go is really tough, and then it becomes overwhelming, and he's like, I'm not even doing anything. Do you know what I mean? So, but no, I think it's it's really important. Tell me like one of the highs about being a mum and being in business.
I think I love the fact that most days I can pick my daughter up from school.
Okay.
And I'm intentional about it, so I shape things so that most of the time I can pick her up. And I am really proud of what I've achieved working in school time. Doing mostly the Wednesday's the only day that I really, and don't get me wrong, my work-life balance is trash. I can pick her up from school, but then when she goes to bed, I'm like straight on my laptop. Back at it. I'm always on my phone or all those kind of things, but try and choose some times where you're just intentionally spending time together. But I love the fact that I am able to do that and still keep the wheels on the tracks and parent, talk to her, how was your day, make sure she gets her homework done on time. I'm in the mum group chat, I'm on the PTA committee.
Oh, wow. Okay, you're invested, Cleo.
I wasn't going to be in it, but I was just like, look.
Do you know what? Let me do a little bit. I hear you. And I feel like it is true. It's like, I think that in my daughter's class, they must have sent an email around saying your class is the only class that doesn't have a parent rep. Every other class has got this person, they've got groups. And I was like, I want to do it, but not this year. I'm gonna I can't do it right now, so let someone else take that one. But I understand what you mean, because you do have that feeling of, I do want to show that I'm interested, you know, like a bit.
But I know, because I'm like an information nerd as well. So I do know the stuff. I know what day this is going on and that's going on. I look at the school calendar. I put it in the thing, especially picture day. I always have that in.
Ready,
2-week reminder, like you're gonna get your hair done. So I know it. So to just pop in the group and say, "Oh, picture day is in 2 weeks, or it's tomorrow," I already am into that. And I'm just.
But you know what's really important? What you just said as well, I think, is identifying your own personal skills that you're good at and that you enjoy, and aligning yourself in that role, rather than trying to put yourself in another role that has got nothing to do with what you're interested in. And then it becomes a chore.
Just because you think that's what you should be doing.
Exactly. And for me, that sounds like hell. I don't remember anything. So it would be like, however, if they said, "Oh, can you you come and set up a stall and that's me. I could do that type of thing. One day's work, gone for the rest of the year.
Yeah. No, and I think that goes back to even the conversation about balance in the household with the partnership. There are natural skills that you have that you bring to the table.
Yes.
And sometimes I think it's good to do kind of like a skills analysis between you and the partner to be like, you are good at this. I am not good at maths.
So what's the point?
You are good at it.
Yeah.
So when it's the homework or when it was lockdown, you take the maths lessons.
And you take it.
I will do. It's just those kind of simple things sometimes to alleviate the small things.
But even now you've just said that, it is such an important process. I don't even think I've done myself in our own household. It's like, do what you're good at. Because then that way it's easier and things get done more smoother. Whereas when you start trying to do something that is not in your forte, it just becomes like trash. And
I hate to do the dishes. Derek loves to do it.
Okay.
So why am I going to be saying, I'm doing the dishes?
Just
I'm
to
doing
try and
this.
be equal.
Just
It's
sit,
like play to your strengths.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's really, really important. That's a good tip, man. I really like that. So if there's anyone out there listening, do you know what I mean? Do a diagnostics.
Yeah.
Do an analysis. And if your man ain't good at nothing, I don't know what to tell you.
Made a mistake.
Oh, but listen, Cleo, thank you so much for coming to join me today. I've got one important question to ask you. You sound like you got it together, so you might not be one of me. But in your household, can you take a shit in peace?
No, absolutely not. Like, she puts notes
Through the door,
under the door.
No,
because I say, don't talk to me. I said, when the door is locked, don't talk to me.
She's too forward. No, she is too forward. Honestly.
No, she puts underneath the door.
I can't take it, honestly.
Can you Chromecast Jessie on Disney Plus? Can you whatever? She can't. Like, it's like maybe she hears the door locked and it's a trigger.
But I think you're right.
Annoy,
no, Mum,
bother.
I honestly think it must be a trigger for the kids, because as soon as the door locks, it's like, boom, that's it.
Even if you didn't respond about me when I was outside, as soon as
you're there sitting there doing iPad, watching TV, anything but talking to me, and then you go clink, and then they come in. Yeah, it's wild. It's absolutely wild. Well, I'm glad we're still in the same place. Yeah. But thank you so much for coming. We must catch up again. Good luck with all of your endeavours.
Thank you. You too.
You're absolutely killing it. And today I was really inspired by our conversation. So thank you.
Maya.
Love you.
Love you too.
Thank you everyone for listening. We'll be back soon.